Well, good Tuesday, everybody. Very active time out in the tropics, even though it's been quiet in our neck of the woods. We are monitoring 6 systems right now on our side of the globe. We have Tropical Depression 10, which is about to become Jerry. Umberto, which has been moving across the Atlantic over the last week or so. Here's a new one, Umberto, which formed very quickly today off of the Texas coast and is now moving inland. And we have Lorena, which may become a threat to parts of the California Baja. We have a tropical depression moving parallel to that, and also Kiko on the other side of my shoulder here. That'll be moving out across the Pacific Ocean. So very busy there. Melda formed here earlier today. It was a upper level low that was kind of meandering across the Gulf the last couple of days, but it's gotten its act together and now has about sustained winds of 40 miles per hour. We'll be bringing some gusty winds and heavy rains into parts of eastern Texas and Louisiana over the next 24 to 36 hours. Here's Umberto, which we've been talking about now for about a week or so. It's going to move about 60 miles or so to the northwest of Bermuda. That's its closest path, but still about 600 miles away from New England. So no direct effects to us locally. However, the surf will be picking up. We'll be talking about that in just a moment. Umberto has still a well-defined eye as it starts to move off to the east and eventually northeast here over the next 24 hours or so. And because of that, wave heights have been picking up now, generally 3 to 5 feet off the southern New England coast. And some of these heights will be increasing as we get towards the weekend. So some really good weather. If you're thinking about doing some surfing, perhaps this might be the weekend for you. We briefly mentioned Jerry that is forming here. This will be the next storm system that will start to take some headlines. And right now, as we look at the forecast track over the next 5 days, it does come fairly close to the Bahamas once again, maybe Puerto Rico. We'll have to keep an eye on this. So far, we've been protected by all of these systems by the upper air pattern, but there are some signs that perhaps as we get into next week, that pattern may be breaking down a bit. Certainly not today. You can see very clearly the direction of upper level clouds here from north to south, and that's protecting us from anything coming towards us right now. But again, we'll monitor that as we go through the next few days. It's very quiet. The radar is silent here. Nothing going on right now. There could be a few sprinkles moving down, however, later on tonight because we have some colder air moving down from eastern Canada. You can start to see the signs of that as we've been dropping here through the 60s as we've gone throughout the day. Still milder, though, as you get out towards the Pioneer Valley. They've been into the mid and upper 70s out there. But if you want warmer weather, you don't have to go too far. The southeastern part of the country has been heating up into the 90s, approaching 100 degrees across a good chunk of that area. And yes, as we go through the next several days, this warmer, even downright hot air is going to start to make its way back towards New England. So summer's not over just yet. We do have small craft advisories in effect. They will remain in effect all throughout the remainder of the week as we do look at those wave heights increasing, as we mentioned just a moment ago. It is all because of Umberto, which will be moving well off to the south and east of New England, but again, close enough to kick up our seas as we go through the next day or two. High pressure is in control. We're on the cool side of this high now. That's why temperatures are going to be dipping down into the 40s for us tonight, but 30s and even a few 20s in parts of far northern Maine. They are under a freeze warning up there. Won't get that cool here, but we'll certainly notice a cool feel to the air. Now, as we go through the next 48 hours, high pressure will remain in control, but eventually those winds are going to start to shift out of the south and west here as we get towards the end of the week and into the weekend, and that's going to be bringing us some much warmer and more humid weather our way, but not tonight. It'll stay on the cool side here. Temperatures generally in the upper 40s. There's a very slight chance of a shower or a sprinkle as this cooler air starts to make its way in. That will last at least through tomorrow morning before we start to clear things out. It'll be noticeably cooler tomorrow, though. Highs only hovering in the very low 60s, and we'll be down in the low 40s by tomorrow night. But as we go through the rest of the week, we're going to gradually warm here. Thursday, we'll have sunshine, temperatures getting back into the upper 60s. We're in the mid 70s on Friday, and warmer even still by the weekend. I think some of these numbers might be on the conservative side. I would expect us to be well into the mid 80s here by the time we get into Saturday and Sunday. Some very good beach weather. Enjoy.